Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the January 6th, 2023 meeting of the Lower Macungie Township Board of Commissioners. If we could all please stand for a pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
to the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Happy New Year, everybody. Okay, we're going to dive right in. For the roll call, everybody who is supposed to be here is here. Our township engineer, Brian McAdam, is joining us through Zoom, and our township manager, Bruce Beidel, has been banished to the other room. So he is joining us through Zoom from 100 feet away. Oh, and I'm sorry, and Commissioner Beitler will not be here this evening. There are no agenda modifications. Move on to item number 5, announcements and presentations. Tonight we do have one. We have a proclamation presentation to Mr. Scott Aquila. I will read the proclamation. On behalf of the citizens of Lower Macungie Township and the Lower Macungie Township Board of Commissioners, we would like to express appreciation to Scott Aquila for serving on the Lower Macungie Township Public Safety Commission from 2010 to 2013 and the Zoning Hearing Board from 2013 to 2022. Mr. Aquila was a valuable asset to both bodies and held the seat of chairman on the Zoning Hearing Board since 2019. The Board of Commissioners do hereby applaud Scott for his 13 years of service and commitment and wish him all the best in his endeavors. I will also point out that Mr. Aquila at the same time was president of LMYA for how long, Scott? About 11 years. So triple duty. So Scott, we appreciate your service and your commitment to the community on many levels. And we applaud you and we thank you and wish you the best in your whatever you do next. So thank you very much. Here, we'll let our township photographer take some pictures. Thank you. I'm sorry, you're good. Right over here. Find these pictures. Yes. Oh, this one too?
Yeah.
I got you. No problem. Call Brandon. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry, you're good.
Send you an email, Scott.
I actually picked these chairs out. Okay, moving on. There are no hearings or approvals this evening. We'll move on to item 7, public comment on non-agenda topics. I believe we have at least one. You want to come up there, Mr. Armstrong? Your choice, whatever you'd like.
I don't mind standing. As I do every year, I try to get out to all 25 municipalities. This year, I also have with me Yerman De La Rosa. He is our new, well, he's not new now. It's been a year.
I say he was here last year. He's not.
Yes, yeah. So, and he continues to, the whole idea is that we keep this connection between all of our municipalities and the county. And my reason every year for coming out and addressing is more or less to let you know that I'm here. If you have any questions, that I'd be more than glad to answer. I think we've been working well for you. I have to say, your transplant, Ron Beitler Jr., has been an excellent commissioner. We work very well together. I think he's almost kind of like my brother now. We're getting along so well. But he has brought a lot of great things in front of the board, and we're moving. I'm very proud that this year's budget is another no tax increase. We're meeting very regularly now, with the opioid settlement. We have a nice pot of change. Of course, we have to pay the lawyer fees from that too, which always comes out of it. But we're looking at expanding some great, it has to be opioid prevention related. But we really do have some great ideas and we're moving forward with those. So we're trying to keep people out of jail. We can do that. We can save lots of money for the taxpayers. So we're taking that money and using programs such as family counseling, things to that nature to try to help people and help people whose insurance won't cover rehabilitation. So those are the things that, and we're moving along with our infrastructure. As you know, we got a nice penny from that. So we're trying to upgrade our trails and our bridges and whatever we can. But it's a fight. We fight for every dollar we get, as you know. You try to put out whatever. But basically, I'm here to say, I'm here. Do you have any questions? Do you want to know? Do you need anything? I don't have a checkbook with me. I know you don't have any bills, but we do. But that's why I really come out. I want to keep the lines of communication open between the county and all of the municipalities.
Thanks, Phil. I appreciate that. Commissioners, are there any questions for the county executive? No. Well, we don't have any questions. I'm happy that we were able to break Ron in for you because the first couple of years here were a nightmare. But we broke him in well, so I'm glad it's
Thank you.
working well.
Well, I enjoy stopping at his establishment too.
Good.
I have
That's
to
good.
say that.
I'm sure he enjoys that as well.
Yes, he's doing very well, but he does a really good job of communicating what we need to hear.
Excellent.
So I really do appreciate it.
Glad to hear that. And thank you very much for coming out. We always appreciate, the update and the opportunity to ask questions if we have
Well, you kind of like most of my classes. You didn't have any questions, so that's good. All right. Well, hey, I'm going to go eat supper then. Thank
any.
you.
Please do.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And remember, Vermont is here just for this purpose.
Absolutely. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other public comment? Seeing none, I will move forward to communications. Mr. Township Manager.
Thank you. We just have two items this evening. One, the zoning officer has provided a year-end report for 2022 and received a letter of thanks from Meals on Wheels for their annual grant request.
Okay. Thank you. Item 9, appointments to various boards, committees, and commissions. There are several, as there always are at this meeting. Starting with 9.1, Audit Advisory Committee.
I make a motion that we appoint Martin Mininger with a term expiring in 2025, James Rogers, a term expiring in 2026, and Susan Ninsteel with a term expiring in 2026.
Okay. Renee, we should take these all as separate votes, or should they? Okay. Okay. Well, then we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. We have a motion and a second to appoint Martine Mininger to the Audit Advisory Committee with a term to expire the first Monday in 2024. James Rogers with a term. I'm sorry, 2020.
2025.
Oh, I'm sorry. On the agenda, it says 2024. I'm sorry. My apologies. So Martine Mininger with a.
The font could be bigger.
Yeah. With a term to expire the first Monday of January 2025. James Rogers with a term to expire first Monday of January 2026. And Susan Nensteel with a term to expire first Monday of January 2026. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
I make a motion that we appoint Christopher Haller to the Building Code Board of Appeals with a term expiring January 2026.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to appoint Christopher Holler to the Building Code Board of Appeals with a term to expire 1/1/26. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I make a motion that we appoint Jack Briner with a term expiring January 2026 and Ellen Yopes with a term expiring January 2026 to the Environmental Advisory Council.
Okay. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to appoint Jack Briner to the Environmental Advisory Council with a term to expire 1/1/26, and Ellen Yobst to the Environmental Advisory Council with a term to expire 1/1/26. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
I make a motion that we reappoint Chris Sachi as chairman of the Environmental Advisory Council.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next.
I make a motion that we appoint the following people to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee. Number one, Ozeas Moore, term expiring 2023. Lowell Linsinger, term expiring 2023. Michael Ettinger, term expiring 2024. Amelia Baker, term expiring 2024, and Randy Cope, term expiring 2025.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to appoint to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee Ozias Moore, term to expire 12/31/23. Lowell Lysinger, term to expire 12/31/23. Michael Edinger, term to expire 12/31/24. Camelia Baker, term to expire 12/31/24, and Randy Cope, term to expire 12/31/25. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next.
I make a motion that we appoint the following people to the Public Safety Advisory Committee. John Parrish, term expiring 12/31/23. John Reinbold, term expiring 12/31/24, and Travis Talker, 12/31/25.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the appointments to the Public Safety Advisory Committee. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, last but not least.
I make a motion that we appoint Julie McDonald with the term expiring first Monday of January 2024 to the Vacancy Board.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Okay, I apologize. I was reading this wrong. We have a motion and a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Very good. Thank you. Okay, item number 10, approval of minutes from the previous meeting, December 15th, 2022. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I move to approve, but have one clarification that probably should be made. That is that item 13.2.1 referred to a rezoning, and it should have referred to a text amendment. And so it's actually a text amendment that is being prepared, not a rezoning.
That's correct.
So we have a
Motion with.
motion. I
With
can't.
the, with the correction?
Yeah.
So
We have a motion with a clarification.
Correct. And we talked about it today. We can't change the minutes to put in new words. We have to leave them the way they are.
Right.
But with that clarification, I think the
They'll be
public will know
and they'll
it's
be
a text
clarified in this-
amendment, not a redistrict.
They'll be clarified in these minutes.
Correct. Thank you.
So we have a motion to approve the December 15th, 2022 minutes with a clarification.
Second.
We have a second. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Approval of transfers, bill list, and payroll. Mr. Beidle.
Thank you. We have the following this evening for your consideration. The general fund, $334,526.75. The sewer fund, $19,130.07. Capital Projects Fund, $20,050.80. The Open Space Fund, $41.60. The Liquid Fuels Fund, $179,088.75. The payroll, $346,957.14. The developer escrow, $52,196.84. For a total of all funds, $951,991.95.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the transfers, bill list, and payroll. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And as we always state, our full list of bills is available on our website. Item number 12, departmental matters. Engineering, Mr. McAdam.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just two quick items tonight. As far as engineers report, just a very brief report that all of the capital works projects that we were working on last year, with the exception of the Brandywine Swale, were completed. Brandywine Swale got hung up in part. We got a little bit later start with it than we would have preferred, but they are underway and we will certainly complete that as soon as possible. The next item is the resolution 2023-01, which is the project closeout for the Seoka Audi land development. As you're aware, that's project started before CKS came on board. However, they did work with us. We went out and did final punch list for that. We got as-built plans. We reviewed and approved them. They got their closeouts for their outside agency approvals for their respective permits for PennDOT and for the NPDES program. And we are recommending that the project be closed out and that the remaining funds that were being held in the amount of $35,433.11 be released. And that would close the project out completely.
All right, thank you.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2023-01. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Anything else, Mr. McAdam?
No, that's all I had. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Moving on to planning, Mr. Jones.
Yes, board members, just three quick belt and suspenders items for you this evening. Two releases at a sewer planning module. The first, the Bite Simca project right off Hamilton Boulevard. There will be, following inspection by the township engineer, a $17,442 reduction in the amount of security being held. Remaining after that will be $273,146.34. We have a resolution for that release.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for resolution 2023-02. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Mr. Jones.
Okay, second, Elk Investments, also known as Green Acres off Shantz Road. We will be releasing $425,555. Remaining would be $572,630 remaining. So I know that that's a fairly large amount. However, we've gone over this with the township engineer a number of times, been out at the site, and that's for a release of a majority of bonded work to this date.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2023-03. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Mr. Jones.
Last but not least, we have sewer planning module for the 7991 Quarry Road project. This is the final warehouse that is allowed in the township that is being built on top of the old quarry. I should note that the board approved this plan several months ago. This is just their sewer planning module for service. I'd also note that this has been reviewed by both our SEO as well as the township engineer. And last but not least, just as a point for clarification prior to plan recording, we do expect that this project will have a sauerkraut lane address. So that's the extent, just standard sewer planning module.
Move to approve.
We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Consideration of the sewer facilities planning module for 7991 Quarry Road. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I will call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, moving forward, on to the solicitor, Solicitor Bruman.
Nothing this evening, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 12.4, Township Manager, Mr. Beidle.
Thank you. I just have one item for your consideration this evening. As we discussed at a previous board meeting, the township does receive animal control services from the sanctuary at Hatchville. We wanted to look and explore alternate companies for that at some point. What you see before you is an extension with the sanctuary at Hatchville for 3 months. We appreciate them working with us while we go through the process. So it's our standard agreement just for a 3-month time period.
Move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve a contract extension with the sanctuary at Half-Hills for 3 months. Are there any commissioner comments or questions? Any public comments or questions? Seeing and hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Anything else, Mr. Beidle?
That's it, unless there's any questions for me. Thank you.
Okay. Moving on, item 13, other business. Is there any old business this evening? Seeing none, is there any new business this evening? Okay, item 14, Board of Commissioners reports. Just to note that our regularly scheduled board meeting is the second one of the month is January 19th at 6 p.m. All Board of Commissioner meetings now will be starting at 6 p.m. for anybody interested. And the next board workshop is January 23rd, 2023 at 6 p.m. Are there any other Board of Commissioner reports? Okay. There was no executive session before or after the meeting this evening. And with that, we are adjourned.
Really expected it to be longer.
So did I. I thought it would take more.